Vampires Suck is a parody spoof horror movie. The plot of the movie is about Bella, and she moves in with her dad, and she ends up meeting this boy at school, Edward. He's a little different, and throughout the whole movie, she ends up finding out that he is a vampire instead of Canadian. And yeah, just basically, there's rival vampires, werewolves, and at the end, Edward thinks Bella killed herself, so he goes to kill himself by exposing himself to the world, which is literal, by exposing his junk. Bella has to save him. And this is just basically a parody to the Twilight movies. Unfortunately, I've never seen the Twilight movies, so there was some references I didn't get. And I'm not sure which movies, if it was just the first one or all of them that they referenced. But yeah, that was just a horrible explanation of the plot. But I mean, it's a parody movie. It's hard to even just describe what's going on in these movies. So my review to Vampires Suck, and like I just said, I was wondering if maybe I should just watch the Twilight series before I even got into this movie, just so I understood a lot of the references. But I wasn't about to watch all Twilight movies just to get this one bad parody movie. Which it wasn't really bad, but it's not good. So I decided not to. So there was definitely things I just didn't get references to. But for the most part, I don't live under a rock. And I've seen tons of stuff on like social media. So I got some stuff, and I know what Twilight is. Jacob, Edward. So yeah. But not knowing a lot of the references, I still laughed a couple times during this movie. I mean, all in all, the acting wasn't bad. The writing wasn't the worst. There was some jokes that they just, like, yeah, not funny, or they just took them too far. So I'm like, But yeah, all in all, honestly, like, I did laugh, and for not understanding some of the stuff, I think that's pretty good, and that is literally the whole point of these movies, is to make you laugh, so you can't be too bad. I seen Rotten Tomato rated this a 4%, which is crazy low. It wasn't that bad. Like, holy shit, that's like you watched the worst thing you've ever watched in your movie, and you didn't go into it even trying to have a good time. Like, you gotta go into these movies like, yeah, they're gonna suck. Haha, get it? Just enjoy it. Just have a good time. Yeah, I mean, that's the main takeaway. For not really understanding anything, I still laughed, and I think that's pretty big. I guarantee I probably would have laughed at other stuff if I understood the references. So my recommendation for Vampires Suck. And honestly, like, I would kind of recommend this because, I mean, it made me laugh. It wasn't, like, very good or anything, but it wasn't the worst parody movie I've ever seen. So, yeah, I would kind of recommend it because everybody has a different sense of humor. And the movie just wasn't bad enough where I'm like, oh, nobody should see this. I would kind of recommend it because to the right person, this is probably a lot more funnier than I thought it was. But like I said, I still laughed during it. Also, just a little side note, if you see Lady Gaga, it's supposed to be Lady Gaga on the cover on the bottom right, she was only in this movie for like 4 seconds. It's kind of crazy they thought that was so important to put her on the cover. Pretty weird.